Now, speaking of innovation and learning, the Ulpan-Or organization for years has been teaching students to speak Hebrew in unique and engaging ways. And joining me to tell me his experience, Dr. Bernard Kaminetsky, medical director at MDVIP Incorporated and student of Ulpan-Or. Doctor, thank you so much for being with us. Why did you choose to study Hebrew, and how did you choose to study at Ulpan-Or? What about their curriculum appealed to you?
And good afternoon. Yeah, thanks so much for giving me the opportunity to talk about it. I've had a lifelong interest in Hebrew. I went to day school, and at that time, I went to a school that had a practice of Ivrit Bivrit, which meant that from 8:30 until noon every day, we only spoke Hebrew only. And so the foundation for children who finished 8th grade there was very good, but most of my peers did not keep it up and let it lapse. And I've always had an interest in trying to maintain my Hebrew. And then many years ago, I don't know exactly when Ulpan-Or started, but it's a very long time ago. I think I saw an ad in Israel on a lamppost, and I got in touch with them. And at that time, of course, we don't have all the technology that we have today, and learning was in person. But when I had the opportunity to be in Israel, I started with them. And what I always found very intriguing about them is their being cutting edge in terms of technology. Even early on, before there was streaming video, just the multitude of audio tools that were available were very helpful.
Right,
and it's go sure.
No, I was going to say, tell me more about the learning experience at Ulpan-Or, the unique teaching methods, the teachers, the courses. It sounds like, yeah.
Well, sure. I think what's unique about Ulpan-Or, and I don't have a frame of reference, but I do speak to other people who've had other experiences. And I think that many times people learn a foreign language kind of in a vacuum. They're learning vocabulary, they're learning grammar, but it's very limited, the exposure one gets to in terms of learning a foreign language if it's divorced from the culture that it's coming from. And there are many people in the U.S. who lament the fact that American Jews have such a profound unfamiliarity with Hebrew, which is a deterrent for them appreciating Israeli culture, Israeli problems, security issues. There are a lot of ramifications. Jews know a lot more about the U.S. and the diaspora community than the diaspora community knows about Israel. And I think one of the unique aspects of Ulpan-Or is the integration of cultural phenomenon. There's something called an e-tone, which is a weekly newspaper that one can do at varying levels. And there are always articles, either cultural, political, entertainment, and it gives one the opportunity not just to learn Hebrew, but to learn Hebrew in the context of Israeli culture, which I think is unique and makes a huge difference.
Well, so what was most challenging then about learning Hebrew for you, especially in recent years? Is it the language itself, the accent, the pronunciation, the reading, the writing, or was it the context, as you've alluded to?
Okay, so the miftah will always be American.
The
and
accent,
if Golda Meir's was, and I know that to this day there are jokes about it and videos about it, so I'm not embarrassed by that. The biggest challenge for me was I had an ambitious goal. I didn't want to just be able to have speak Hebrew conversationally. I wanted to be able to watch TV, to read a newspaper, to progress to even reading a book. The amount of language skills that one needs to read a book is so far way beyond conversational Hebrew. But through the methods of Ulpan-Or and the fact that the use of technology and streaming video and YouTubes and so many different other aspects of the learning, it's just been incredibly successful. And I during the pandemic, it's over 2 years now, I've started an hour a week, and my sense of how much I've progressed is incredible. Really huge.
All right. Dr. Kaminetsky, thank you so much again for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you.